Hello Musici, welcome to this new video of Cantus Firmus. Let's study the now all the chants of the Feria Quarta, Quatuor, Temporum, Adventus, Introiuts, so the Quatuor Temporum. The Feria Quarta is Wednesday, and they are very particular days, and they have their own special chants and their proprium misse. So Quatuor Temporum Vici Eng. So just a little overview of what they are. Here they are, Ember Days. Here, Ember Days, Quarter Tense in Ireland, also known as Embertide, are quarterly periods of prayer and feasting in the liturgical and fasting in the liturgical calendar of Western Christian churches. The term is from Old English Imber, so in Latin is Quatuor Tempora, so the seasons. These feasts traditionally take place on the Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and Saturday of the weeks following St. Lucy's Day, Quadragesima, the first Sunday in Lent, Pentecost, Whitsun, and Holy Cross Day, 14 September, the 4 seasons basically. Though some areas follow a different pattern. The focus of Ember Day is humility and prayer. Ordination ceremonies are often held on Ember Saturdays or the following Sundays. In the Catholic Church, the observance of Ember Days ceased with the 1966 reform, blah, 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 okay, and then you can continue to read this page, just go to Wikipedia. By the way, we are now in Introiuts, so we are in the liturgy of the 1570, so the the Renaissance liturgy of the Catholic Church, and so the Introitus is the Rorate, caeli, desuper, et nubes pluant iustum. Now, if we go back, right, we are in the Adventus. We had the first Introitus for the first Sunday of Adventus, which is Ad te levavi anima meam, and now the very famous Rorate caeli desuper from Profeta Isaiah, or Isaiah. In Italian we say Isaiah, even in Latin. So let's read this with Cantus Firmus, because it's a very beautiful chant, starting with solemnization, and this is the Ditio Bidicia. You can download following the following instruction. To download the Editio Medici of the Graduale the Tempora that we are using for free, follow these instructions. In the description of this video, click on Cantus Firmus. This will open a page where you can explore and read all the contents of the Cantus Firmus course, the second level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path. Then click on Start Now and create your free account. Then you will receive an email to set your account password. For a more detailed guide on how to use and create your account, watch the tutorial MPA instructions to join in the description of every video. Once inside, open MPA free levels, where you will find many free lessons that you can follow and study to learn a great deal of new material you may not be familiar with yet. Next, in the left-hand sidebar, scroll down up to MPA Extra Renaissance. Here, in the download section, click it, and you can download the Graduale da Tempora, the Editio Medici we are using. By clicking here, you can access the complete path of the Musicus Practicus Academy, and alternatively, by clicking here, you can discover the Musical Apprenticeship Service, where you can book your one-to-one lessons where you and I work together. Using this form below, you can contact me and send me an email telling me about yourself, your musical background, and what you would like or absolutely want to learn, so that I can understand how to help you and guide you in the best possible way. Okay, let's sing it. Re, re, la, fa, la, mi, re, fa, re, ut, re, fa, mi, fa, sul, sul, fa, sol, la, fa, la, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, re, fa sol re fa sol la sol fa re fa sol fa re fa ut mi re mi re. This is from the prophet Isaiah, and the text says, Rorate caeli desuper, et nubes pluant justum, aperiatur terra, et germinet salvatorem. And then there is a psalm, because we're talking about an introitus, and so we have the psalm, which is in this case, Caeli narrant gloriam Dei, et opera manum eius annunciat firmamentum. Now, today is Thursday as I'm making this video, but the 17th, so yesterday, that was Divinum Officium, non Sancta Missa. I have to go here. We want the rubrics, the very ancient rubrics, Tridentine, perfect. And as you can see here, we have the text, so the Introitus. Let's resize a little. Okay, so it's this way, it's perfect and clear in the center. The one we have to analyze is this one. There's introibo, blah blah blah, confiteor, antiphora, introitus. In English, drop down you heavens from above, and let their clouds rain the just. Let the earth be opened and bud forth a savior. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. Then the glory, and then the repetition of the antiphon. So we are talking about this feast, Feria Major, so Feria Major, it's a very important Feria. He says Feria Quarta, so Wednesday, correctly. Now, let's do the analysis of this Cantus Firmus, analysis from a modal point of view especially. Now, what we can see is that the opening is re, re, la, fa, la, re, la. This is the species diapente of the first tonus. Re, fa, re, ut, re, fa, mi, fa, sol. And directly from the first section, we can see that we touch the diapente and the diatessaron of this tonus. So we are certainly talking about a tonus, which is a tonus perfectus. And the finalis is de sol re, and we have the subfinalis too, so we can definitively say we are talking about a tonus which is perfectus, because it takes all the entire diapente and diatessaron. Good. Re mi fa sol la, re mi fa sol, re mi fa sol la, re mi fa sol. So that's the first tonus perfectus. Let's see if we have any commixture. How to see if we have any commixture? Basically, we have to check about the presence of particular diapentes of other species, but I don't see them, because ut, re, fa, mi, fa, sol, it's not ut, mi, sol, but sol, fa, sol, la, fa, mi, re, sol. This can be understood as re, mi, fa, sol, so part of the same tonus. La, la, sol, fa, re, fa. Okay, the only one I see can be this one, fa, sol, re, fa, but it's only one, it's not enough. Fa, sol, la, sol, fa, re, fa, sol. That's another fourth diatessaron belonging to the tonus. Sol, fa, re, fa, ut, mi, re, and here it is. Then the psalm tone is the first psalm tone, of course, and then there's the repetition of the antiphon. So let's put the syllabation. Rorate caeli desuper, et nubes pluant justum, aperiatur terra, et germinet salvatorem. Then caeli narrant gloriam, proparoxyton word, Dei, et opera manuum, two syllables, opera manum eius annunciat, nunciat, we would say in modern. So this is very interesting because in the Renaissance they wrote annunciat. In this Latin we can find annunciat, so that's the ecclesiastical Latin. Annunciat, annunciare, like in Italian, firmamentum, and then the Gloria. So we can play before this the intonatio of the first tonus. For example, we can go, so let's open the Cantus Firmus folder, where I put the intonatio, the intonatio by Gabrieli. They are here, intonazioni d'organo. We can play the first intonatio, and then we can sing the psalm, the Introitus. Rorate caeli desuper nuberubes pluantiustum aperiatur tur terra it germinet salvaturim. Psalm. Caeli narrant gloriam Dei, et opera manum eius annunciat firmamentum. Gloria Patris et Filio et Spiritui Sancto, sic ut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Rorate caeli with the accompaniment of the organ, of course, now playing and improvising. It's not easy with the Cantus Firmus in the tenor, but that's a way to sing the Cantus Firmus in the Renaissance. So we can definitively say that this is the first tonus perfectus. And in the next video, we continue our journey with the following chant, which is Tollite, so the Graduale, Profezia. Because then there's the Profezia, in diebus illis dixit Isaias Propheta, because the Graduale, then there's the Epistola and another Graduale, and then there is Offertorium. Okay, so why this? It's something about the liturgy. If we check the liturgy, we have the Lectio, which is Lectio Isaiae Prophete. In diebus illis dixit Isaia Propheta, blah, blah, blah. Then there's the Graduale, then there's Oratio, Oremus, then other Oratio, and then there's another Lectio with another Graduale, and then there's Evangelium, okay. And I don't see, indeed, we don't have the Alleluia. So we have, it says Epistola, Lectio, Propheti Isaiae, another, so two Lectio, even in here you can see after Epistola, Lectio, Propheti Isaiae. So we have the Lectio, two Lectio, and then the Gospel with no Alleluia, so two Graduali. And in the next video, let's study the two Graduali. Hello Mudici, let's study now this Cantus Firmus. We are in the Feria Quarta Temporum Adventus, Quatuor Temporum Adventus, the Graduale. Graduale, we have two Graduales, first and second Graduale. Why? Because there's no Alleluia, and there are two Lectio, Prophete, Isaiah and Isaiah. So the first Graduale is Tollite, portas, principes. So let's read it. First of all, this is the Editio Medicia that you can download for free following these instructions. To download the Editio Medicia of the Graduale de Tempora that we are using for free, follow these instructions. In the description of this video, click on Cantus Firmus. This will open a page where you can explore and read all the contents of the Cantus Firmus course, the second level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path. Then click on Start Now and create your free account. Then you will receive an email to set your account password. For a more detailed guide on how to use and create your account, watch the tutorial MPA instructions to join in the description of every video. Once inside, open MPA free levels, where you will find many free lessons that you can follow and study to learn a great deal of new material you may not be familiar with yet. Next, in the left-hand sidebar, scroll down up to MPA Extra Renaissance. Here, in the download section, click it, and you can download the Graduale da Tempora, the Editio Medicia we are using. By clicking here, you can access the complete path of the Musicus Practicus Academy, and alternatively, by clicking here, you can discover the Musical Apprenticeship Service, where you can book your one-to-one lessons where you and I work together. Using this form below, you can contact me and send me an email telling me about yourself, your musical background, and what you would like or absolutely want to learn, so that I can understand how to help you and guide you in the best possible way. Now, Tollite portas principes vestras, et elevamini porta eternales, et introibit rex gloriae. And then the verset of the Graduale. Quis ascendit in montem Domini, out that Q, with that's an abbreviation, which means out quis means quis stabit in loco sancto eius, innocens manibus et mundo corde. This is the text, so which means in English, lift up, O gates, your lintels, reach up, you ancient portals, that the King of glory may come in. Who can ascend the mountain of the Lord? Or who may stand in his holy place? He whose hands are sinless, whose heart is clean. And this is the chant. So let's analyze this Cantus Firmus. Now, first of all, let's play it, and we have to understand the tonus. I can tell you, just from a first sight, that this is a tonus irregularis. And now we'll see it why. First of all, let's sing it. That's an ala mi re here, re fa, and that would be very, very high. So, because it's a tonus irregularis, I'm going to see that with the F out clef down a fifth. So adding the be fa when it's needed. So here and here. The fa, it's here and here. Perfect. So re fa re fa re mi fa 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 sol la fa sol la fa sol fa sol fa mi fa re fa mi fa sol la fa re fa sol fa mi re fa mi fa sol la fa re fa sol fa re fa mi re fa ud re fa sol la fa mi re mi fa re. Okay, so, and then there's the verset. Let's see. Re fa fa sol 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 fa sol la sol la sol sol fa sol la fa sol sol la sol fa sol re fa sol fa sol fa mi ut re fa sol fa re mi fa sol re fa mi ut re fa sol la fa mi fa re. The ambitus of the second tonus, so we say that it's a second tonus irregularis because the final note, the finalis, is ala mi re. And anytime we have an ending on ala mi re, on be fa be mi, or ce sol fa ut, that's a tonus irregularis. Now, the first or second tonus irregularis, here we have the second tonus irregularis, is composed of the first species of the diapente, la sol fa mi re, and the second species of the diatessaron, sol fa mi, la sol fa mi, la sol fa mi. Indeed, if you read this without the flat, you'll have the same alternation. La sol fa mi re, la sol fa mi, and the finalis is ala mi re. This can be reported to the regularity by singing with the F out clef, even because it's very high. So that's the ambitus. Then we can say, so we can see that it stays a lot around the F out note. So fa, which is the reciton, which becomes the reciton of this chant. Indeed, we are talking about the second tonus, the secundus tonus. Then the corda ala mi re is touched a very little, even though sometimes it appears here, here, here. Then we can see that in the Graduale itself we have some species which are very clear to be plagalis. For example, this la fa re. That's a very interesting species of the second tonus because it's descending. Then in both parts, here and here, we have a very beautiful fa re fa. And in addition with other ut fa, ut re fa, ut re fa, we have the commixtio, at least the commixtio major, but even other commixtio, with the fifth tonus. So fifth tonus, which is, let's say, the fifth tonus is from F to F, right? Ut, re, mi, and the tonus irregularis is here. So as you can see, if this is the ambitus of the tonus irregularis and we have the commixtio with that tonus, and we have this note which enlarges, which is F out, which is outside of the tonus, because that note is outside of the ambitus of the second tonus irregularis, we have the commixtio perfecta, with the fifth tonus, as you can see. And actually for this, just one diapente is enough. Only one diapente would be enough. We have two diapentes, so that's even better. So we are talking about this graduale, which is secundus tonus irregularis, can we consider this mixtus at the end? Mi secundus tonus, yes, it's mixtus with its tonus perfectus, mixtus imperfectus, and it creates the commixtio with the fifth, commixtio perfecta, because it enlarges the ambitus, and so we have the ambitus of the fifth tonus, the regular ambitus, commixtio perfecta with the fifth tonus. Perfect. Here it is. Now, Tollite portas, principes vestras, et elevamini porte eternales, et introiuit rex gloriae. Quis, one syllable, quis ascendet in montem Domini, aut quis stabit in loco sancto eius, innocens manibus et mundo corde. Here it is, et mundo corde. So let's now sing this one. Sing with the correct, with all the syllables. And I won't play the organ, I won't play the accompaniment. Tollite portas What do I'm playing? Again. Tollite portas principes vestras, eleva et elevamini porte eternales, or here probably ales, et introiuit qui ascendet in montem Domini, aut qui stabit in loco sancto eius innocens No, because innocens innocens it's correct. Manibus et mundo corne. And then we have the next graduale, but we can study the next graduale in the next video. Tonus perfectus and imperfectus, tonus authenticus and plagalis, tonus mixtus and commixtus. Learn the art of Cantus Firmus, the sacred chant of the Catholic Church, and everything a musicus practicus of the Renaissance had to know about Gregorian chant and its modality. Cantus Firmus is the second level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path. Go to this link to explore the course content and start with the free levels. Then choose how to continue with the path that suits you best. Learn the art of music as if you had lived in the Renaissance. Hello Musici, let's continue our journey with Cantus Firmus with the second graduale, and I want to put this video together after the previous graduale because I said something which wasn't precise. I said that we had the commixtio perfecta. This is not true. I forgot about one important element, that being this a second tonus, so plagalis, and because you know plagalis plus irregularis, I made some confusion. Then I checked out all the rules, and this cannot be perfecta. Why? Let's take the ambitus of the second tonus plagalis. We have the diapente of the first species, la, sol, fa, mi, re, and the diatessaron, la, sol, fa, mi. The commixtio perfecta implies that we enlarge the ambitus of this tonus by the, let's say, for example, this ambitus can be mixed with this tonus, the ambitus, for example, of the sixth tonus. In that case, yes, but this cannot happen in the higher part, because here we have the first tonus irregularis, so this note is not creating any commixtio, but the mixtio with its tonus authenticus. So the final verdict for the previous tonus is not second tonus irregularis. Yes, it is mixtus imperfectus, but the mistione per imperfecta, the fact that it's mixtus imperfectus, cannot live together, cannot stay together with the commixtio perfecta. But because of the presence of two ascending diapentes fa re fa, and there are even some ascending diatessaron ut fa, we may say that at least we have the commixtio imperfecta major, because with the major species, two ascending species, with the fifth tonus. So yes, commixtio yes, but imperfecta. And now let's take this occasion to study the second graduale, so will be a little longer video, but it's okay, which is Prope est Dominus. This is the graduale which goes after the lectio, before the second lectio. Now, let's see the syllabation. Prope est Dominus omnibus invocantibus eum. Omnibus qui invocant eum in veritate. This is an abbreviation. Laudemus would be no, laudem, just an laudem, okay, laudem Domini loquetur os meum et benedicat omnis caro nomen sanctum eius. And then there's the offertorium we'll study another time. This is the Graduale. So let's study let's read the text, the English translation of the text. Here it is. The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth. May my mouth speak the praise of the Lord, and may all flesh bless his holy name. Okay, and now that we have the text and the meaning of all of this, let's sing it with solemnization first of all. So that clef is an F fault clef, and we consider the finalis, we should consider this note as a finalis, is F fault. Now, just from a first sight, I can see that we have the low Cesol fault and the high Cesol fault, so this will be a kind of sextus tonus. We have to verify that, even because we have something interesting, ascending species, and even though it's a sextus tonus, but the presence of ascending species can make it authenticus. And that's a very interesting topic to talk about. Now, first of all, let's sing this. Fa, 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 re, fa, sol, re, ut, mi, re. Fa, re, fa, sol, sol, fa, la, sol, fa, sol, 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 re, ut, re, fa, mi, re, fa, sol, fa. Fa, sol, fa, 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 mi, fa, re, sol, fa, mi, re, ut, re, ut. Oops. Fa, ut, re, fa, sol, fa, re, ut, fa, mi, ut. Then the verset sol, 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 la, sol, or better fa, 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 sol, fa, re, fa, sol, fa, fa, la, fa, sol, fa, la, re, ut, fa, sol, fa, mi, fa, re, ut, fa, mi, re, mi, re, fa, sol, fa, re, fa, ut, fa, mi, re, ut, fa, mi, re, mi, ut. Now, that's very interesting, because the ambitus, if we judge the previous chant, so that's the first part, the Graduale, the antiphon, by the ambitus, this should be a sixth tonus perfectus. But because of these ascending species, fa, re, fa, three times in 3 lines, there are many, we consider this to be fifth tonus. even though and the recite tone, that's why it's very interesting, it's F out, and it's not alla mi re, because in the sextus tonus, in the sixth tonus, the recite tone usually is alla mi re. Then we can see that in the second part, so in the verset, c'è sol fa ut, even as a recite tone, is much more important. Sa, fa, 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 fa. So even though even the ambitus it seems to be sixth tonus, because of the species, we consider this to be a fifth tonus. So we are talking about a fifth tonus authenticus, but imperfectus, of course, because we have only the diapente, which is mixtus perfectus. Mixtus perfectus, with of course its plagalis. And besides this, I didn't see any commixtio because there are there's other species, resol, then other two descendings, faut, but faut are of the sixth tonus. So at the end, it's without any doubt a fifth tonus, imperfectus, mixtus perfectus. I have no idea of how the modern classification could be. Let's check this chart on the internet and let's see how it is classified, if sixth or fifth tonus. This is Graduale, Prope, est, Dominus, Dominus, omnibus, invocantibus, eum. Here it is. Gregorian chant, Cantus. Okay, there are 3 websites. Here there's a video. I want a score. Maybe the video on the score. Let's see. Okay. Yes, even in the video on the score, it is classified as fifth tonus. Now I show you the video on the score on the video. I mean, this one. Prope est Dominus. Here it is. As you can see, that's classified as fifth tonus, and it's our chant. I mean, a little different, okay, because that's another source, but we can see that it starts on F out, it goes down, and even if the ambitus is the one of the sixth tonus, but the feeling, the mood, because of the fa re fa ascending species of the diapente, third species of the diapente, which says fa sol re mi fa, this is tonus authenticus, so fifth tonus. And now let's sing this with words. Or, since we already are here, let's play the intonatio. Intonatio in that case of the fifth tonus, but the not transposed version, or better, the transposed version, the one in F, transpose a fourth higher. Come on. Prope est Dominus. Omnibus invocantibus eum omnibus invocantibus Cat omnis caro. What does ala mi re mean? It means that the note A is La in the natural hexachord based on Si ut, Che ut. Mi in the soft hexachord based on F ut, and Re in the hard hexachord based on G ut. 7 letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 6 syllables ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la, and 20 positions on the great scale. Learn to read music through hexachords, just like a true musicus practicus of the Renaissance and the Baroque. Click the link and explore the hexachordal solmization course and learn music as if you had lived in the Renaissance or in the Baroque. Hello musici, let's continue our journey with Cantus Firmus, and in this video let's analyze the offertorium of the Wednesday, so the Feria Terza of the Quatuor Tempora. Let's put it this way so you can better see my face. Okay, this is the offertorium. I show you the text here. We have the text. Confortamini et iam nolite timere, ecce enim Deus noster retribuet iudicium. Ipse veniet et salvos nos facet, which means in English, be strong, fear no longer, for behold your God will bring judgment. He himself will come to save us. And so, that's the text. Now, let's come back to the, here to the Cantus Firmus, and let's sing it using solmization. Now, in terms of tones, there's a very short chant because the communio starts here, yes, because here the communio starts, so it finishes there, facet, and it finishes on el a mi, so this will probably be a third or fourth tonus. We have to discover that. Let's sing it. Mi ut re fa re mi fa mi fa la sol la fa mi sol fa mi re fa sol ut re ut mi fa sol la sol sol fa mi fa re fa mi fa sol la la fa re fa sol fa mi re fa ut re sol mi fa mi la sol la fa mi sol fa mi. Okay, that's a very interesting chant. First of all, that's the Dizio Medicia that you can download following these instructions. To download the Editio Medicia of the Graduale the Tempora that we are using for free, follow these instructions. In the description of this video, click on Cantus Firmus. This will open a page where you can explore and read all the contents of the Cantus Firmus course, the second level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path. Then click on Start Now and create your free account. Then you will receive an email to set your account password. For a more detailed guide on how to use and create your account, watch the tutorial MPA instructions to join in the description of every video. Once inside, open MPA free levels, where you will find many free lessons that you can follow and study to learn a great deal of new material you may not be familiar with yet. Next, in the left-hand sidebar, scroll down up to MPA Extra Renaissance. Here, in the download section, click it, and you can download the Graduale da Tempora, the Editio Medicia we are using. By clicking here, you can access the complete path of the Musicus Practicus Academy, and alternatively, by clicking here, you can discover the Musical Apprenticeship Service, where you can book your one-to-one lessons where you and I work together. Using this form below, you can contact me and send me an email telling me about yourself, your musical background, and what you would like or absolutely want to learn, so that I can understand how to help you and guide you in the best possible way. Now, this is a very interesting chant because for some elements, so there are some elements which makes it sound, which make it sound authenticus, and I'm talking about the ascending, the tesseron, so the fourth, mi fa sol la, mi la, but it's not enough. The diatessaron is the small species, so comparing this to the whole ambitus, to the whole system, it's more plagalis because it stays very low. It stays a lot in the diatessaron plagalis, even though there are many ascending diatessaron. On the other hand, we can find the descending diatessaron of the same species. So one of the reasons is that we don't clearly find a diatessaron, a diapente ascending like mi re fa mi, which makes you say yes, this is authenticus. So this is, I would say, this is fourth tonus plagalis, exactly for that reason. Now, another thing about this chant is the ambitus, because this is fourth tonus, okay, good, fourth tonus, but we have to check and analyze if it is authenticus or if it is perfectus or imperfectus or even more, because if we check the ambitus, we have the diapente of this specific tonus, which is mi la sol fa mi. Mi la sol fa mi, and we have all the notes of this diapente. Mi la sol fa mi la sol fa mi, as you can see. But that's not enough, because we have then a diatessaron, and the diatessaron, it's this one below. Mi la sol fa mi la sol fa mi, and the lowest note, which is be mi, is not present. So this is the lowest note, ce sol fa, and for that reason, this is a fourth tonus imperfectus. Imperfectus. Then something happens that it goes over the diapente, joining the diatessaron of its plagalis. And for that reason, we can say that this is even mixtus imperfectus with its authenticus, of course, because the mixture can only happen between the plagalis and its authenticus, or the authenticus with its plagalis. So that's just the definition of this tonus, the analysis, say. Fourth tonus plagalis imperfectus in the pars remissa, so in the lower part, mixtus imperfectus. Now let's sing this with words before moving on to the next chart that we can do together, which is the communio. Okay, confortamini. Syllabation, confortamini, short syllable, et iam nolite timere ecce enim Deus noster retribuet judicium ipse veniet, et salvos nos faciet. Here it is. Confortamini et iam nolite timere ecce enim Deus noster retribuet et judicium ipse veniet. It salvos nos facit. That's it. And now let's see the communio. Communio. This one. Ecce Virgo concipiet et pariet filium, et vocabitur nomen eius Emmanuel. Let's see the text of the communio. Let's move it here. That's the canon. Okay. At the end, communio. Ecce Virgo concipiet et pariet filium, et vocabitur nomen eius Emmanuel. Behold, the virgin shall be with child and bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel. Okay, now let's sing this with sonization. To me, this seems first tonus authenticus, and the finale is de sol re. Then we'll do the complete analysis. So re fa mi fa sol re mi sol la re fa sol la re mi fa re fa la sol fa sol fa re fa la sol fa sol fa mi re fa sol la sol fa mi re. Even here we have the species, very ascending species. Here it's clear that we have ascending species of the diapente. Re fa mi fa sol la re mi sol la. Diapente, re mi sol la, re mi fa sol la, and re fa sol, ascending species of the diatessaron. Re fa la, re fa sol la. This evokes the first tonus authenticus. So yes, definitively this is first tonus authenticus. Perfectus, because we have the diapente, re mi fa sol la, and the diatessaron re mi fa sol, which is complete, the lowest note and the highest note. We don't even have the subfinalis. We don't have any commixtio, anything else, because it's it's short. There's no space for any other commixtio. But that's very clear. Re fa mi fa sol re. Good. And so let's see the syllabation. That's a very simple chant. Ecce Virgo concipiet et pariet filium. There are many long short. Ecce Virgo concipiet et pariet. You see that we have a longa, where we have the long syllable. Pariet filium, even here. Filium. Et vocabitur nomen eius ma long, indeed the semelism over Manuel. Here it is. Now let's sing this with solemnization, with the text. Re ecce Virgo concipiet et pariet filium et vocabitur nomen eius Emmanuel. And that's the way to perform Cantus Firmus in the Renaissance. Good. So, and with this, we finish the Feria Terza Quatuor Tempora. In the next video, we'll study the chants of the Feria Sexta Quatuor Temporas Adventus, so about which is the Friday. Feria Sexta is Friday, because yes, Feria Quarta is Wednesday, Feria Sexta is Friday. See you. What if you were a musicus living in the 16th century Italy? What if you had studied with Palestrina, Josquin or Lassus? What would you have learned? What subject would you have studied? What counterpoint exercises would you have practiced? And what kind of musical training would you have followed? Today, people talk a lot about Renaissance style, but almost no one guides you through the actual path of a formation of a musicus practicus of the 16th century would have taken. For years, I searched for such a method, not just to understand how Renaissance music was written, but to step inside the musical mind of that time. So I decided to rebuild that path. And that's how the Musicus Practicus Renaissance was born. A truly authentic journey based on real historical practices designed to train you like a true Musicus Practicus of the Renaissance. A complete program grounded in historical sources that guides you step by step to read, sing and think and compose like a musician of the 15th and 16th century. Discover all the levels of the path on the Musicus Practicus Academy and start today with the free levels that you can find on the platform. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and learn the art of music as if you had lived in the Renaissance. If you had been born in the time of Palestrina, Josquin or Lassus, one of the very first things you would have studied as a musicus practicus of the Renaissance was Cantus Firmus, the sacred chant of the Roman Catholic Church in all its aspects. You would have learned to recognize and identify the 8 ecclesiastical tones: tonus perfectus and imperfectus, tonus authenticus and plagalis, tonus regularis and irregularis. You would have studied the mixtio perfecta and imperfecta, a tonus authenticus participating in its plagalis or a plagalis participating in its authenticus. You would have perceived both commixtio perfecta and imperfecta, as well as the major, minor and mixta commixtio. You would have explored the effects that each tonus has on the mind, how it shapes the soul, which is the tonus of piety, of death, of lamentation, and their relations to the planets in the ancient harmony of the spheres. All of these and much more you can now study in the second level of the Musicus Practicus Renaissance path, entirely dedicated to Cantus Firmus. Click the link, explore the content of this course and begin with the free level you can find on the Musicus Practicus Academy free. Then choose the complete path that suits you best and learn the art of 16th century music as if you had lived in the Renaissance.